Hey there, Marcus from Heel2 Automotive here. I'm going to go over some of the different carbon fiber finishes and weaves that we have available for our ATLP, Medieval Pro, and Fastline performance parts, as well as one in particular CT engineering part that we make. Let's check it out. Starting from the right, we have a black primered fender for a CRX. Now, all of our fenders currently are made in carbon fiber. So you can see on the back side that it's a carbon fiber part with a little bit of overlay for reinforcement, but it is a carbon fiber fender, but it's been primered. Now, why would you primer a carbon fiber part? Well, that gets to our second finish that we offer people, which is a non-cosmetic carbon fiber. So this is a header panel for a CRX, and you'll notice that it is carbon, clearly, but there are some imperfections in the layup. The weave isn't really perfect, and it's just not really super pretty, right? It's every bit as strong as real carbon fiber. I mean, if you actually took the paint off a McLaren or a Ferrari or whatever that's been carbon fiber body but painted, it's gonna look kind of like this. The carbon actually doesn't lay in the same direction all over the place, and that's what can give it strength on those supercars. Here, it's just a way for us to use scrap carbon pieces and make the layup a little bit more quick to get the cost down. Our manufacturer only really works in carbon, they don't work in fiberglass. So it's actually cheaper for us to make this part than it would be for them to produce a fiberglass part for us. We could go fiberglass with a different manufacturer, but then we'd be compromising a little bit on the overall layup quality, and we don't really want to do that. So these parts are thin and strong and awesome, but they don't look super pretty in terms of how carbon fiber normally goes. Alright, so that brings us to the next finish, which is mold finish carbon fiber. So the mold that makes this CT Engineering icebox lid is a really high quality aluminum mold. Most of our molds are not like that because they're really expensive to make, but this one is really nice. We can put out a part that basically doesn't have any clear coat on it. And you can see compared to this other one that the gloss is slightly different. Now when we can get away with it, we're going to go with this every single time, because then it saves us a little bit of headache having to clear coat this part. It's always nice to have a mold finished part, but again, most parts aren't like that because the mold to make this is really expensive. Here we have a TSX Fastline Performance deck lid spoiler. Now this part is a decorative carbon and it's been clear coated. So you can see that the weave is really nice and consistent. There's no cuts or weirdness in it at all. It's basically the best that they could make it. And then they go back and clear coat the part to give it a nice finish in the end so that, you know, it's nice and shiny when you get it. They're not always going to be UV protected. It is not a bad idea to get these finished on your own after you get them. And now the underside on these parts is carbon as well. In the past it's been fiberglass, but a current manufacturer makes them in carbon. So this is a 100% carbon spoiler with a decorative outer layment, and we would just call that carbon fiber on the website, as most people would assume it's a pretty looking carbon fiber part, as opposed to the non-cosmetic, which would be called out as non-cosmetic carbon. Now for weave, there's two different kinds of weave that you can choose. This weave is what we call a Twill 2x2, and here is a 1x1 weave, or plain is as it's called, or we call it JDM style. A lot of your JDM parts from Mugen, Spoon, Jay's Racing will a lot of times use a plain weave or a 1x1 versus more domestic manufacturers like Sabon, VIS, CT Engineering. As you can see, a lot of the manufacturers that you commonly think of carbon fiber part, they're going to make it with the Twill. You know, different people build their cars different ways, and so for many of the items that we offer, we do have those two different weave options. If you don't have the weave option, it's not impossible, you just maybe have to ask. There you go, there you have it. That's a layout of our primered non-cosmetic carbon, or what could be fiberglass underneath, but as of 2020, they're all carbon fiber. We've got non-cosmetic carbon right here. We've got mold finish, right? And then we've got clear coated decorative carbon. Right, now the final thing I want to tell you is that, especially if you have one of these, a clear coated carbon piece, if it ever gets foggy or ugly looking, you're going to have to get it sanded and then re-clear coated again. Polishing is not going to help you. Polishing just makes it worse, actually, because polish will remove any UV protectant and it will just get foggy right away. It's sanded and clear coated again at a professional body shop. The non-cosmetic carbon pieces are designed to be primered and painted. So you're definitely going to want to primer it and then put paint on it afterwards. They're not meant to be run like this. We kind of prefer that you didn't, just because you don't want people thinking that that's what our carbon looks like. You know, that this is meant for paint. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you to determine the different types of weave and finishes that we offer on our carbon fiber parts here. ATLP, Fastline Performance, and Medieval Pro are all heel-toe house brands, and these parts are all made to the best quality we can and try to give you a nice affordable price. Subscribe to our channel to learn more about other products and adventures that we have here. If you have any questions, definitely leave them below, and we'll be happy to help answer them as fast as we can. Heel-toe is in your corner to make sure that you've got the best Honda and Acura shopping experience possible, and you have the best parts on your car to make you happy.